Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video and share it to your friends and your loved ones. You guys already know the drill. So basically, I have been getting tons of questions about studying in Hungary, studying medicine in Hungary. Let me be specific because as you all know my profession, I studied in the University of Debrecen, Hungary. So I have gotten tons of questions about that because I've made like previous videos about like studying here, and I just decided to put like frequently asked questions because I feel like a lot of people have asked me similar questions in regards to studying in Hungary, and I just put them together and decided to make a video on it, and I hope that this video will be helpful. I will also link like the previous videos I've done about studying here in Hungary in the description box. In case you guys have missed those ones, I would link it in the description box so you guys can check it out. And yeah, if you would like to see this kind of video, then please keep on watching. Alright, so my first question is, can you do residency in other countries after studying medicine here? So basically, if you know what residency is, it's basically your specialization. So after you finish medical school, you are supposed to go into a specific field of interest. So if you want to be a gynecologist, then you have to do a residency in gynecology. To answer your question, yes, you can do your residency in other countries after studying here. I have many friends and colleagues that are working in the US, in Germany, in Ireland, in literally other countries, even in Nigeria. You just have to go through the process of studying there, of working there rather. So basically, each country has their own regulation and rules. So it's either you have to write an exam or series of exams, or you have to learn the language. So you just have to go by these rules, and that will qualify you to actually like start working there. So yes, you can do your residency outside of Hungary. Okay, how to answer questions during interview exams, especially if you don't know the answer. I think I'm going to make a separate video about like literally answering questions in medical school. You might not know, but here in Hungary, or should I say University of Debrecen, I don't know about other schools in Hungary, but here in University of Debrecen, all our exams are oral. I think just very few of them are written exams or multiple choice or single choice, but most of our exams are oral exams, and I can tell you it's very, very scary. Because I mean, every oral exam is scary, but I think I have to do a separate video. I don't know, and I would like to do that with somebody else. I don't want to do that alone because what might work for me might not work for you. So I just feel like it will be easier, it will be better to bounce ideas and then you just choose what works for you. But for interviews, I guess like interview into University of Hungary, I don't think it was so much of a big deal. I think if you don't know the answer, just say whatever comes to your mind. To be honest, it's better than not saying anything. I have learned. Left to me, I rather not say anything because I just hate to feel stupid, or I hate to feel like, you know, I just hate the look on their faces if I give the wrong answer. So I always not say anything. And then sometimes, or most times, it turns out that what you wanted to say was the correct answer. You were just afraid to say. So I just say go ahead and say whatever comes to your head, whatever comes to your mind. Say it, even if it's wrong. Like you don't have anything to lose. All they will say is okay, it's wrong. If you don't say anything, you still feel it. If you say the wrong answer, you still feel it. So you don't really have anything to do. So I just say whatever comes to your mind. If it's written exams, write whatever comes to your mind. Usually the first thought is always the right answer most times. Not every time, but most times. So yeah, I think that the best response to this particular question is for the interview, which I feel like they will never crucify you, especially if you're trying to get into medical school here. Just say whatever comes to your mind, man. How recognized is the degree internationally? So if you can work abroad, if you can do your residency in other countries, then definitely your degree in Hungary is recognized. And I know that was one thing I really checked before I came to school in University of Debrecen. So I actually checked if the degree was recognized. I didn't want to make that mistake, and it is actually recognized. You just have to follow the due process. I think University of Debrecen is in partnership with some hospitals in the US. So that's why if you want to do your USMLE, or if you want to go and study, if you want to go and work in the US, it's easier if you go through school because then they can link you with some hospitals. I think, I don't know the whole process, but I think that's what most people did when they wanted to do their USMLE. You have to do that before you graduate. So yes, the degree is recognized outside, and yeah, so that enables you to work in any country of your choice. You just have to write the board exams. That's it. The possibility of doing internship in Hungary from other countries. I think I got a question. The person said they were studying in a different country. I don't remember, I think in China or something, and they were asking if they could come do their internship here in Hungary. To be honest, I don't know, but I think it just depends on the hospital that you're coming to do your internship in. So like you have to probably contact the hospital and ask them their requirements. I remember there was a time I wanted to do my internship in Sweden, and they didn't let me do it because University of Debrecen was not in partnership with any of them, was not affiliated with any of the hospitals there. So it was kind of difficult for me. So like they didn't even offer the option of me paying for it. So I think you should, if you want to come do your internship in Hungary, if you're studying in that country, try to figure out the hospitals that you'd want to work in here. So basically do your research. So if it's University of Debrecen Teaching Hospital or Medical, I don't know, whatever it's called, if it's Semmelweis in Budapest, if it's like different hospitals, St. Imre and the different hospitals in Budapest, I think you should contact them and like maybe write them an email and ask them the due process, that you tell them what it is that you school abroad and then you would like to come and do your internship here. And if they ask you to pay for it, then maybe you can pay for it. If not, I don't know the process. So I think it just depends on the hospital, but yes, you should be able, I think. So this person asked me why I didn't do my internship outside of Hungary. So I did all my practices. So internship basically like a final year, so 6th year, and I did it in 2 years. So I did all my practices here in Hungary just by choice. It wasn't like I was unable to do it outside. It was just I decided to do it here. And actually it was just because of convenience. Like for me, it was just easier for me to just move to capital city and just do, apply to do my internship there and just do my practice there. It was cheaper for me. Like all I needed to do was get an apartment and that was it. And literally my school or where I actually live is just 3 hours away, as opposed to going to another country and actually working there. Not saying that it's not possible. I know people that did that. I know a lot of people that did that, and I'll tell you, to an extent it really helps to do it outside because you gain a lot more experience and then you see more cases. You're a bit more exposed to like a different setting, because I feel like doing your practice here and schooling here is almost practically the same thing. But then going outside to do your practice, you see different types of cases, you are more exposed, they let you do more work. I don't know, I think in some hospitals they consider you a doctor already if you're in your final year. So I think it's worth the try if you want to do your internship. I would advise you to also do your internship outside if you have the funds, because that was the main thing, like funds. You have to transport yourself there if it's by flight. You have to book accommodation for the duration of your internship period. So I mean, you can equally do it in your home country as well. That was another option which I just didn't want to do. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, but like you can equally do that if you want to. So it just depends. All right, the next question is, are there scholarships in Hungary? As far as I know, because I wasn't here on scholarship, but as far as I know, there's something called Hungaricum Stipendium, but I don't know how it works, to be honest. I think you can apply, you can try and see. It's just to ask questions as well as usual, like send an email to the school and then ask them about like Hungaricum Stipendium and ask them if you're qualified or if you're eligible for that, and they will tell you everything that you need to know. But yes, there's something called Hungaricum Stipendium. All right, the next question is what's the failing tolerance like? How many attempts to write an exam before uni kicks you out? I think I answered this question in my very first video about studying medicine in Hungary. So again, I'm going to be specific for University of Debrecen. I don't know about other medical universities in Hungary, but I think it might be similar. So basically, right, to write an exam, you have 3 attempts, you have 3 chances. So you have A, B, C chances. If you fail your A chance, you can go for your B chance, which is free. And if you fail your B chance, you go for your C chance, which is not free. So you have to pay for that. I think just a little foreign touch, just a little money. Yeah, you should try to pass in A chance, but you have 3 A, B, C chances. And then if you fail those 3 chances, you have another set of 3 chances. So let's take for instance, if you take anatomy course, right? Anatomy is basically taken in your 2nd year 1st semester. So if you fail your 3 chances of taking an anatomy course in your 2nd year 1st semester, the thing is, anatomy stops you from taking some courses in your 2nd semester of the 2nd year. So you might not be able to take those courses, but you can repeat the anatomy course in the next year 1st semester. So anatomy is a 1st semester course, so you need to repeat the 1st anatomy class. So, and then you have 3 chances again. I don't know if that makes sense. So you have 3 chances again, and those 3 chances you should pass it in one of those chances. So altogether you have 6 chances, right? So if you don't pass it in any of those chances, I think that's when the university will decide on if they're going to kick you out or if they're going to give you a 2nd or 3rd chance or something like that. I don't know. But right now you're allowed 2 times to register for for a course, and 3 chances to take ABC chances to take an exam, so 6 chances altogether. So 2 registration and 6 chances altogether. I hope I have made myself clear. I don't know if you have any more questions, just leave it in the comment section. I don't know, but I hope it's understandable. Yeah. Can you work with your Hungarian visa or residence permit, or can you start a business as well? As far as I know, while I was doing my work permit, if you have your student residence permit, you are allowed to work legally 4 hours. I think 4 hours a week or 4 hours a day. I don't know, but I know 4 hours. The thing is, I know that there are part-time jobs now that can allow you to work. So there are some jobs like customer service, can be a bit stressful in my opinion, but yeah, if you really want to work, then there's that option, and that's in Debrecen. I know that Debrecen doesn't have a lot of opportunities, like working opportunities. That's for Debrecen, but in Budapest there might be more opportunities to work part-time. Yeah, just keep that in mind. You can work part-time. I think it's quite difficult, to be honest. It might be a tad bit difficult. It's not that easy to start a business. You can start a business on a low key, like student business. So basically, people cook, people braid hair, people sell some stuff, some items, people clean houses. So it just depends on you. If that's your line, if that one interests you, then you can do all of that on a low. But if you want to actually start a legitimate business, you'd have to register it, and that's a whole different process. So that does not involve your student residence permit, or you cannot use your student residence permit to register a business. You have to get, I think, an entrepreneurial permit, or you have to actually go through the whole process of registering your business, and that comes at a fee, a large fee, if I must say. So what's the language barrier like? Okay, so basically, if you're coming to school in Hungary, you're going to have to learn Hungarian. Yeah, if you're coming to school in any European country, I mean, courtesy demands that you try to learn the language to be able to communicate with them properly. So I say the language barrier wasn't so much because we learn in English, so they teach us in English, you study in English, but they offer 3 years of Hungarian classes. To be able to interact with patients, especially if you're coming to study medicine, to be able to interact with patients, you should have a little bit of knowledge of Hungarian language, because your patients are Hungarian, so you need to be able to examine them in Hungarian. Some of them might not be able to speak English, but God bless you if you get an English speaking patient, but most of them wouldn't be able to speak English. So there's definitely that class that is offered like in the first 3 years of medical school. I say take the classes serious. I know in our time most of us just took it to pass the exam, because it's compulsory. It's compulsory to learn, so we just did it to pass. But right now, because I'm working here, then I have to learn the language. I mean, I've gotten used to some of the terms because I've been in the environment for at least 10 years, so some things are very familiar. But I would say please take Hungarian classes serious, I beg you, because you don't know what can happen in the next few years. We really don't know, but please take the classes serious. I mean, there are a lot of people that are learning English now, even in like your day-to-day activities, like going to the grocery stores or taxis. Some of them or most of them speak English now. So I mean, I'm in Budapest, most of them speak English. I don't know about Debrecen, so there might be a huge difference, or a slight difference, if I must say. But yeah, just try to learn the basic greetings, good morning, the terms that you're going to use on a daily basis. I say try to learn it. And yeah, racism. Oh god, I don't want to talk so much about racism in this video, and because I know I've gotten tons of questions about this, and I know I have a different video that kind of highlights racism in this country, so I'll definitely just link the video in the description box. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I'll just say, like in every country, we have the good eggs and we have the bad eggs. It's that simple. Minimum requirements to get admission into medical school here. So WAEC, Cambridge, O-level, A-level. Okay, so if you're coming from Africa, West Africa, we have something called WAEC. I think it's called West Africa, I don't know the full meaning, West Africa Examination Council, I think so. But yeah, we write something called WAEC in our senior secondary school, SS3, and yeah, you can definitely use that to get admission into uni here. And I know personally, I just used my Cambridge O-level result. I didn't use my WAEC because even at the time, my WAEC result wasn't out. I took WAEC, yes, but it wasn't out as at when I was trying to apply to work here, to study here. So I used my Cambridge O-level, and that was enough for me. So if you have Cambridge O-level, if you have Cambridge A-level, I mean, to be honest, you need to still try and confirm, because like I said, things change. But if you have Cambridge A-level, Cambridge O-level, WAEC results, that can help, because you will still take an exam, an entrance exam into medical school here. So I don't know if that is enough. Regardless of the results that you have, you're still going to take the exam to school here. So any recognized examination admission body would be okay. If that's what you have, I think you can use that to apply and get admission. What's the monthly living cost in Debrecen? I think this requires a whole video on its own. Monthly living cost in Debrecen, comparing the time I came to this time, now is more expensive. Things are more expensive now. Houses are more expensive. Taxis, transportation is more expensive. It's not that bad compared to other countries, but it is more expensive compared to when I came. Of course, then there's school fees, you know. I think that the standard of living is okay compared to like other European countries or even the UK or the US. The standard of living is not bad. It's affordable. It's quite affordable. Medical schools in Hungary. Okay, so we have Budapest, we have Debrecen, we have Page, and we have Szeged. Each city, these are the cities in Hungary, and each city has their own medical school. What I do not know is if there are other, because of course there are other cities. I don't know if there are medical schools in other cities, but the most popular ones are Semmelweis, which is here in Budapest, University of Debrecen, University of Szeged, and I think University of Page, if that's what it's called. So comparing these other ones to Debrecen, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I schooled in Debrecen. Most people school in Debrecen, and a lot of people also school in all these other places as well. So I can't really tell like the difference. I think what people usually ask when we're schooling in Debrecen was which place is harder. So I know that some people say, oh, Szeged is harder, University of Szeged is harder than University of Debrecen. I know some people left from University of Szeged to University of Debrecen. Some people left from University of Debrecen to University of Semmelweis. So to be honest, I can't really tell which is harder. To be honest, nowhere is easy. University of Debrecen is not even easy. It is hard. Like, I know if I tell you my story, it's not even easy. Like, trust me, medical school is not easy in general. You just need to sit your butt down and study hard, like very hard. So I don't even think it depends on the country or the city, rather. I just think you just need to find your way around things and try and be as studious as possible. So the last question is, do you need to do a pre-med before starting medical school in Hungary? Basically, right, in the US or in the UK, before students study medicine, they have to do a pre-medical course. So basically, they have to do either biological science or biomedical science. They have to pick a first degree course, right? But here, no, you don't need any of that. You go straight into medical school. But what they do offer is called a basic medical course. So basic medical course basically split into 1 year or 6 months. The abbreviation is called BMC. So we have the long BMC and we have the short BMC. Long BMC starts from September September up until July or August of the next year, and the short BMC is basically from January up until July, August of the next year, or the same year rather. So yeah, if you don't get in, if you're not admitted into first year, they definitely will give you a BMC course to take. And basically what you take in BMC is physics, chemistry, and biology. You take the 3 science subjects, and I think it kind of ushers you into first year because you still take these 3 science subjects in first year, but just on the higher scale. You don't need any pre-med, you don't need any first degree or whatever. You just go straight into that. For short BMC, it's kind of like a crash course. It's a crash of the long BMC. So long BMC is kind of spread out, while the short BMC is like do you get? Yeah, I think that's it. So you don't need any pre-med course. Tons of people have sent me emails asking me questions about studying here. I don't know if I find any more questions. I'm going to probably do a video on that. I said I'm going to do a video on like costs and living expenses in Hungary and how to answer oral questions or oral exams. Yeah, please let me know if these questions or the answers to these questions were helpful. Please send me an email if you have any questions in regards to studying medicine in Hungary. Of course, I want to also plug in Tobs Consult. So basically it's for healthcare students, right? Tobs Consult is there to just show you guys or give you guys information about working in Hungary or in other countries. So we'll let you guys know like the documents required, the processes involved in actually getting a job, and everything that you need to know. And if you also want information about working or getting a job outside of Hungary, like in Germany, in the UK, in Ireland, in Malta, also let me know or send Tobs Consult a message. I'm going to leave the handle on the screen for you guys to see. I will see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it to your friends and your loved ones. Thank you guys for watching.